All right, here we've got a pirate boat ride, amusement park. You've probably been one of these things. It's kind of fun. The distance of the boat, the pivot, is 14 meters. All right, so that means this distance is 14 meters, right? Let's model it over here. It'll make it a lot easier. So if this is 14 meters, and we're to consider this a point mass, when it's at the bottom of the curve, if you will, it's going to be down here. Now, my two blue lines are the same length. They're both 14 meters, right? And I know that this angle here is 40 degrees. That matters, okay? And so it's risen, how far? It's risen just this amount. I'll make it a green line. It's risen from here to here. So, right? It's only risen a very small amount when it went back to the, as it arced up to here. So we need to find this amount because essentially this is a problem where you have mgh. That's the potential energy right here, equals mgh, and it has no kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is 0. And down here, at the very when you're having max speed, the kinetic energy would be equal to 1/2 mv squared, v max squared, really, right? And the potential energy equals 0. So the total energy of the system is just mgh. But you'll say, wait, I don't know the mass of the guy. But guess what? You're going to set them equal to each other. Mgh equals 1/2 mv squared. Your m's cancel. So once you find the h, you can solve for the v. Now remember, for the h, we've done problems like this, but it's kind of important, is that you want to find this height right here, what I've drawn in green, or maybe I should draw it over here. I want to find this height. And if you think about it, this height is going to be purple height, or black, whatever color this is. Black plus green, but black plus green equals 14, right? Let's call this, A and this B. So we know that A plus B has to equal 14, right? And, well, if I could find A, I can find B. Now, so I'll use some trigonometry. So I can say cos of 40 is 40, equals the adjacent, that's going to be A over 14. So I do some, now watch this, this is 40 degrees, so you have to have degrees on your calculator. You solve for A, 14, let's say it's 13. It's not going to be much, by the way. And then you solve for B. B is actually your H that you put here, or actually you'll put in right here. Because then what you do is once you know H, and remember G is just the acceleration of gravity, 9.8, and you can solve for V. So that's how you find the max speed. So that's the first question, what's the max speed? And then the next question, what's the apparent weight? Now that's interesting, of somebody who is 55 kilogram rider. So now if you think about it, the person already, when he's just sitting around, he's got a weight. Weight means that weight is in newtons, right, of mg, so it's 55 times 9.8. But if you've ever been on one of these, you feel it in your gut that you weigh more, because as you're accelerating down, so essentially what you want to do is you want to calculate the additional acceleration. Now, this equation is not necessarily in your equation sheet, but there's something called centripetal acceleration, AC, which we did learn about in circular motion. So centripetal acceleration is equal to v squared over r. So you need to find the answer to this one. So once you find this v, you'll square that over r, and that gives you the acceleration. And so he has a weight of 55 times 9.8, and then you'll have m times a that you get from this part, ma, and then you're going to get that number, and you're going to add this plus this to get your final answer.